Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent, teaching instructor with the IRS. I worked there, I don't know, maybe over a decade. I've worked 10,000 cases or more. I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matter. Me and my M&M man give you a thumbs up for being here. My YouTubes are loose. They're really not formal. I try to tell you the truth about IRS. You know, I watch a lot of people on YouTube share their experience about IRS and what they've learned on working cases. For me, being a teacher instructor with them, I just give you how it is with IRS. By the way, at the end, you can leave me comments if you have a subject you'd like to talk about, or you have a case that you want to disguise it's really you. You can go ahead and do that. I'm happy to. My YouTubes come from you, by the way, just so you know. So CP14, that's what I want to talk to you today about. IRS has a very big systems of notices and letters. Their K2 computer system drives out millions of pieces a day. Millions. I couldn't even tell you. Just millions of pieces a day. So when you owe tax debt or IRS finds a mathematical error, IRS has to let you know you have a very first notice. And the CP14 is usually that way. If you have a math notice or you owe a debt, or IRS can send out different forms depending on what your situation is, a CP2000, CP14, and once that notice goes out, it's up to you to respond to them. So after that, let me just tell you the letters you'll get if you still owe the debt. IRS will send to you a CP 501. 6 weeks later, all of IRS cycles are in 6 weeks in collection. 503, 6 weeks later, 504, 6 weeks later, CDP. Yes, you can file it's a 1058. You can file a collection due process. I'll explain that in a minute. If that tax that IRS said you owe is wrong, you should contact them right away. No question, pull out your tax return, uh, call your accountant or CPA. If you did the return, you may have a little more of an issue, but find out what on that return IRS said is wrong. Then you call them and write a letter. You want to have it documented with who you spoke to. If you send letters, send it out certified. So once that letter goes out, you're just going to have to take care of it. The Taxpayers Advocate's Office, which they have one in every state, could be there if in fact you are still having a problem with IRS and you could not resolve the problem. The Taxpayers Advocate's Office is an independent office. They're just trying to resolve your problem. Use them if they're necessary, but make sure you're right, okay? So, but if you owe the money and this adjustment is coming, you better have an exit. Don't just call. If this is a small debt, you don't have to worry about it. If it's a sizable debt, I wouldn't take care of it yourself. I'd have someone else do it if you're going to owe money. At some point in time, IRS is going to step the letters up when you get to CP 504. That CP 504 means IRS is giving you one of their final notices for their intent to levy both your bank account and maybe your wages. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to have an exit strategy. An exit strategy is, how is IRS going to close your case? Are they going to put you in a non-collectible hardship payment agreement, or can you file an offer and compromise? Once again, if your debts are small, take care of these problems yourself. Just be well informed of what IRS is doing. On larger debts, that's when you have to contact somebody like us or whoever you want to use and say, hey, I need to get this case settled. So IRS's whole settlement system and how they deal with debt is predicated on your current financial statement. The only financial statements IRS uses are the ones in the service center, the 433F, and the local office ROs, the 433A. You must be familiar with those, and you must have an exit strategy to put yourself into a payment plan, a hardship, or the offer and compromise. So once you get your 504, if you're still not sure about this, you're going to get a 1058 letter, which comes out 6 weeks after the 504. By the time you got your CP14 notice to the time you get your last and final notice, your final notice, which is the 1058, you could have 5 months in there. So you don't need to get all worried and nervous. And at that time, you can file a collection, ask for a collection due process. That's the best thing to do, because sometimes when you call that 1-800 number, if you can get if you can get contact IRS by the time November ends, you're really lucky. But what that does, when the case goes to an appeals office, that's in their inventory. They have to work and close the case. And you have different options in the collection due process to go ahead and resolve it. Either you didn't owe the money, you want to do a part pay, you can't afford to pay it, or you want to do an offer and compromise. So know your case, know the tax liability is right, and then figure an exit strategy on how you want IRS to close your case. But remember, it's all predicated on your current financial statement. Thank you for watching my YouTube. You know, it's important I get subscriptions. For some reason, YouTube loves subscriptions. It shows that my videos are worthwhile. So anyway, if you think they're worthwhile, I do appreciate that. Likes are fine, but more important, if you want me to do a YouTube on something, leave it. If you want me to answer a question about your case, I answer all comments usually by the end of every week. You have my number, it's on there, and you have my phone number and my email. If you have a case, let me know. Anyway, have a good one. Subscriptions, thank you.